Hello friends, my name is Colin. Hope everybody's having an outstanding day. I know I am. I'm out riding. So it's been a year, almost 10 months to be exact, since I purchased this 2021 Harley-Davidson Pan America Special. And I wanted to get some miles under my belt before I actually came out and talked about what I really like about this bike. Several thousand miles, might I add. And that's what this video is going to be about today. I'm going to go over the things, in my opinion, what I really dig about this bike. I will do one on the things I don't like, but that's not going to be in this video. So for those of you new to the channel, I'll give you a brief history real quick before we get started. I have a 2017 Street Glide Special, and I absolutely love that bike. But the last couple of years, I've gotten an itch to get a second bike, and I wanted to get into adventure bike riding. I wanted to try something different. You only live once, so what's the point of having two baggers? I mean, it'd be nice, but I wanted something I could do, like a different style of riding. So Harley, about a year ago, I was invited by my local dealer to do a test ride before they came out, and I went down to Richmond, Virginia, did a test ride, fell in love with the bike. And a couple months later, I ended up purchasing one, and then that's where we are today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to enjoy this ride for a little bit, doing some back roads here in Maryland. Then I'm going to head back to the house after I'm done, and then we'll walk around and I'll show you the things that I dig about this bike. Just got back from my ride, put this thing on the center stand. I'm in my driveway, and I'm ready to show you guys what I really dig about this bike. My first and definitely my favorite is the Revolution Max V-twin liquid cooled 60-degree 1250 engine. And this thing is so damn smooth. It has 150 horsepower and 94 torque. And the power delivery on this is very, very responsive. Now, it does have some low-end torque, but this engine really shines in that high 5s, mid-6 range. And it actually does very well throughout the whole entire power curve due to the variable valve timing. It has a 13-to-1 compression, which makes it really high revving. Little bit different from my other bike, Street Glide Special. It's completely different ride than that bike, and it took me a while to get used to it, but once I did, absolutely love it. And I love that the engine is part of the structure too. I like the smoothness of the shifting. Now the 2022 model has a quick shifter available, not for this one. This is a 21, but honestly, I think the shifting is just fine, and I have no issues with switching gears or getting it into neutral. Ah, the seat. When you look at this thing and you're like, it doesn't look really comfortable, but it is. And here's what's funny. I've never had any luck with stock seats. Now, it seems like I always have to upgrade the seat, but not with this one. While it's not as plush as my Mustang touring seat, this thing is quite comfortable, and I've rode several hundred miles on it. And I think one trip I did almost 350, and I only had to stop one time, and my back wasn't hurting. My butt wasn't yelling at me or any of that stuff, which is really cool. And one thing I like about this seat, and while it doesn't really impact me as much, but it has two seating positions, so you can lower it or raise it depending on how you'd like. Obviously, if you lower it, that's more for the shorter riders. Now, I'm 6'4", so that doesn't impact me as much, so I have the seat in the high position. And kind of segueing into that, which is the next thing I love about this bike. And in hindsight, I don't know if I should have got it, but I'm glad I did, and I'll tell you that in a reason. That is the adaptive ride height. Now, that is an option. That doesn't come with the bike. But with the adaptive ride height, what that does is, as you first get on the bike, or as you're like getting close to a stop and then you stop, the bike actually lowers 2 inches. Now, I said again, my height a second ago, I'm almost 6'4", so I could touch the ground without any problems whatsoever. But if someone's like a 5'8", or a short inseam, something like that, that adaptive ride height, that 2 inches combined with the seat I just talked about, they'll be able to maybe plant their feet a little bit better, because I know a lot of people have that worry with ADV bikes that it's too high. And while it's definitely higher than a normal touring model like a Milwaukee 8, it's not horrible. It really isn't. I don't have any issues with it. But the reason I got it is two things again. My daughter's really going to get into riding, or she wants to. And I start thinking about it, like, she's a little bit smaller. She's not 6'4". She's not a friggin' basketball player. But she is like 5'8". And that'll be perfect for her. And the second thing I thought, even though I don't think it's going to happen ever, spoiler alert, is resale value. So if I ever wanted to sell this thing, even though I'm not planning on doing it now, that would be definitely a great feature to have on it. Brembo brakes, love them. Have no issues with it. They're very responsive. So far, very happy with them on and off-road. They haven't let me down yet. And the next thing I love about this bike is the semi-active suspension. And with that, if you don't know what that is, you have several riding positions on this bike, and they have a computer built into the bike that adjusts to your different riding styles. So if you're in different sport mode, a rain mode, road mode, off-road, or if you have like luggage like I have right now, or if you have a two-up passenger or had it in a second person on your bike, it adjusts the suspension that's going to give you the best ride. And I think that is so damn cool. And I've seen it in action, man, when riding this thing. And like, so if I'm in sport mode, the suspension really firms up and it makes it a very sporty ride, especially when you're in the twisties. This thing is phenomenal. The spoke tubeless wheels, I really like the look of them. It is an option, but I like it because the spokes, I don't know if you can see that there, they're on the outside of the bead. So if you need to fix it, you could fix the individual spoke on it. You don't have to take off the entire wheel to do that. Now, I don't see me going on to super gnarly roads where these things are going to bend or break. You never know, maybe in the future, but as of right now, they'll handle it. But honestly, I just like the look of them. Some people are absolutely going to love the look of this bike, and some people are going to hate it. They just don't like the look, you know. But honestly, I fall into that category where I like the look of this bike. I really do. And you know, when I went for a test ride about a year ago on this thing, you know, I was comparing to the other bikes. This one, you know, stood out. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a fan of Harley. It actually does look pretty damn good. Not everybody likes it, not everybody digs the look, but it's really grown on a lot of people. The more people I talk to saying, you know what, that's a pretty sharp looking bike. The ride itself, on and off road, this thing is awesome as a tour. It rides so damn smooth and it's so versatile and it's comfortable. Now, I don't have my stereo going and kick back like I do on my SGS, but honestly, riding this thing on the street is outstanding. My upright position, now I know I did get some of these little thing called highway pegs, so I did have to put a little bit of the bagger look on there because while I love the position of the ride and it's very comfortable, at the same time, I like just having those highway pegs. So as I put these on about a month ago, I've realized I've really been using these a lot, and I do enjoy them. But overall, this bike is great on-road, but off-road, it's a great experience as well. You know, I'm a novice. I'll be the first to admit that. I've really got into this in the last year, and each time I go, I get better and better. But riding this thing off-road, it's very easy. It's a very well-balanced machine. It doesn't feel like I'm riding a 560-pound bike. This bike feels so much lighter than I thought it would. You know, of course, I'm used to a 900-pound bike, so that could be a reason. No, seriously, this bike is so well-balanced and planted. It's extremely versatile, and it's just an absolute blast to ride. So let me know your thoughts on my top choices. Overall, I absolutely love this bike, and I applaud Harley for coming out pretty strong on this segment. Are they the most refined? And do they have the most power among ADV bikes? No. But they came out to compete, and so far, for the most part, they hit the mark. Now get out there and ride. Be well, and I'll talk to you guys soon.